Hello everyone, my name is Masterstarman, and welcome to this week's mystery game here. You probably would have seen this one coming here, that I would have wanted to bring this game to mystery game at some point, because anyone who's known me for a long time knows that, like, this was, right here was, this was one of those games I popped the fuck off for a few years ago, and like, we live in an era where so many of these games were basically lost to time and pretty much brought back now. There was no way I wasn't going to want to do some sort of video on this. I think I've streamed this game a few times, but yeah, there's a lot to really kind of talk about with Capcom Fighting Collection 2. I think for this video in particular, we're going to do 3 games in particular, that all kind of hail from slightly different eras here, but like, and I couldn't do one or two of these without the other, basically. For today's video, we're gonna do Power Stone, Project Justice, and Plasma Sword here. And I was thinking of, like, wondering what one to start with, but I think we're gonna start with Power Stone because it's like, this is kind of like one of the iconic ones here that, like, I don't even know how I would describe this, but, like, I guess if we're doing multiple, games in this video here, may as well start with the one that's probably the most recognizable here. So, we're gonna make sure we go in versus mode here. Worth noting, we could have played this on the Steam version, but worth noting I am playing this on the Nintendo Switch 2 here, even though it's a Switch 1 game, and I don't think there's any enhancements in that regard here. So... I guess, what are your thoughts on Power Stone, if any?
I mean, I don't really have them, to be honest. I know, granted, this is one game that you're more necessarily attached to than I am, to be fair. But not even, like, just even, like, in an awareness context. Just
yeah.
in general, but...
So, it's interesting in a way, because, like, this is kind of usually seen as, like, the arena fighter. Like, there was I watched a whole not documentary, but just, like, a whole video on, like, the history of arena fighters and whatnot, and I'm getting juggled out of a super there, that is great there. I watched a whole video one time about, like, the history of arena fighters, and, I guess to back up here, this is a game made by Capcom, obviously. I mean, the collection's called Capcom Fighting Collection 2 here. Just funny that it's called that when it's actually, like, technically the 3rd collection there. It's just that the Marvel vs. Capcom collection is its own thing.
Yeah, the first one or whatever.
Yeah, there's Fighting Collection 1, which is the one that has mostly a bunch of Darkstalkers games on it. And, yeah, there was that. There was Fighting Collection, there was Fighting Collection 1, which is, like, a bunch of Darkstalkers games, some really weird stuff on there, like Red Earth and Puzzle Fighter and some other weird games. And then, like, a couple years later, they, out of nowhere, in a random Nintendo Direct, announced, like, the return of, like, the Marvel vs. Capcom ones, which was a really great reveal, basically, but not even, like, 2 months after the fact, there was, like, a partner direct in August of 2024, and I remember watching that. Actually, I was watching, like, that on my phone at work one day, and I was kind of, like, between, like, helping my boss do something and, like, just kind of watching it in the background and things like that, and, like, you know, I'm, like, doing something in the background, and, like, the way it starts, like, I'm skipping through parts of the direct, because, like, I was missing behind a few things, and I just see this, like, image of, like, Ryu and Terry, like, pop up on the screen, and I'm like, okay, what is this? And I have to, like, back up, basically, and then it's like, starts off with, like, Capcom versus SNK 1 and 2, and when I saw CVS 2, I'm like, okay, that's actually really good, because, like, those games are really awesome, and people like those. It makes sense to get those in a collection, basically. And then, after CVS 2, they show a game called Project Justice, and when I saw that, I was, like, losing my mind, because at that point, I'm like, how the fuck did that super finish you at that point? I don't know.
No idea.
When I saw Project Justice, I'm like, they're doing, like, a collection of, like, the Naomi-era Dreamcast games. Naomi was, like, the arcade board that they used for, these games, basically. And I don't know why, again, you have control over the stages sometimes, but yeah, my history with Power Stone's a bit of a weird one, because, I don't know why. I had a friend back, and you'll know who I mean when I say this. Like, I had you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, I had a friend named Dylan back in the day who, for some reason, had this on the PSP, and I don't know why, because I don't know for what reason he would have had, like, there was a PSP collection of Power Stone 1 and 2, and I don't know for what reason that existed, because, like, the PSP just was this system to release, like, ports and remakes of very old games on there. Like, there was a couple of, like, exclusive Mega Man remakes that are still exclusive to the PSP. And, like, that was the last time that these games were ever re-released, and I think that was in 2006, I think. So, like, almost, well, 20 years ago at the time of, like, recording this, basically. And I just remember he showed me this one day, and I couldn't, like, I couldn't, like, stop playing it. Like, I wanted to freaking play these games. It was never enough to get me to want to, like, get a PSP of my own or whatever, but, like, you know, I couldn't stop playing this, basically. And so... And it was more so, I think, Power Stone 2 that I was hooked on, but, like, you know... There was a time, like, I bought a PS Vita, like, a while back as well, like, probably 10 years ago now, and I did... I was able to buy the collection of these games on there as well. But, like... I don't know, I didn't really know how much of, like, a weird cult status these games had, judging by, like, how big their, I guess how notable Capcom was. I didn't know that these games had such a cult following. I'm probably not gonna live that. Barely.
Or, somehow.
Oh, no! Yeah, no. I knew I was not gonna live another hit there. So yeah, something about these games I just fell in love with, and I still really do. Like, you can't find another, like, I think this has to be, one of the most charming casts of, like, any fighting game, and I don't know if it's just, like, the aesthetic and the style of these games, but, you know, the music's really great. There's just some, like... It's such a cast that they never really did much with since then, basically. I'm gonna even say it straight up, like, I actually, a couple of years, like, the time when this collection was announced and, like, before it came out, because there was, like, 9 months between when it was announced and when it came out. I didn't think that super was gonna whiff that way, but sure. There's actually, like, there was an anime series of Power Stone from, like, 1999, I think it was. I mean, that's when the game was as well, to be fair, so...
Yeah, so it's not bad.
Yeah. It was a while ago anyway, and apparently it was done by, like, the same animation team that also did Naruto as well, so it had some pretty big, notable, like, creators behind it, basically, or, like, animation team behind it, basically. But yeah, this was basically, like, this and Power Stone 2 were kind of the games that, like, the whole arena brawler, like, subgenre of fighting games, like, these were kind of what birthed that. And there's so many clones of this game you would not believe. Like, there's, let me think of how many weird ones I can think of, like, Shrek Super Slam, which that kind of has this weird reputation in of itself now, like,
So does Shrek in general now in today's,
I know, but, like, Shrek
culture,
Super Slam in particular is, like, a weird mix of, like, Power Stone 2 and, of all things, PlayStation All-Stars, even though I guess Shrek Super Slam came before that.
Sure. I'll take your word for that. I mean, I've never played either, but...
Imagine, like, this if the only way you could get kills was your super attack, basically. That was PlayStation All-Stars' biggest problem, believe it or not.
I mean, I've never played it, which is weird saying as a PlayStation person, but, like, can't vouch.
I'd say we could play it. And last time I tried to play it, it crashed when I tried to run it, but, I mean, we could honestly try that sometime. That might fit the idea of this.
I mean, whatever you want to do, dude.
Yeah, not in this video or anything, but, yeah, like, there's Shrek Super Slam, there's, like, the console version of, like, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, there's, okay, no, I'm...
Yeah, weird. I don't understand how the stage selection works in this,
yeah, but... I don't either, admittedly. Then again, it's weird that they kind of, like, put a versus mode into what's essentially an arcade ROM here, but, yeah, there's, like, Billy and Mandy, there's Tom and Jerry... Shrek Super Slam. There's probably, like, lots of others that I'm forgetting about. Like, there's a lot of weird arena brawlers here. Get out of here, thing. Like, I feel like calling this, like, 3D Smash Bros, like, is basically true, which is funny. This would have came out the same year as Smash did. I feel like at the same time, I mean, well, Power Stone 1's a 1v1 fighter. Power Stone 2's the one that's, like, the...
Yeah, the multiplayer one.
The 4-player one, yeah. Power Stone 2's, like, also way more of a party game than this. Oh, no! Yeah, get used to hearing that a lot if you ever decide to play this, but, like... Yeah, this game's, like, just... good, sweaty, incarnate fun, but, you know... It's good that they finally made a collection of these games that not only just had these, but, like, all the games that people just would not shut up about, like, wanting back for so long. So... Again, I started to say something about, like, the anime series. I actually...
And then just forgot?
I honestly really enjoyed it, though. Like, it's... Like, it's kind of a lot better than I expected it to be, in a way. Like, it's still very cheesy. Had, like, almost that, like, 90s, like, Saturday morning anime vibe to it. But at the same time, like, it also... I feel like there was... I feel like it was, like... a lot more serious than a lot of other shows were at the time. Like, I wouldn't exclusively call it just a kids show. Also, time for super attack here. But yeah, and again, it's so weird that they never did anything with these characters, like, in any of the Versus games. I think Rouge, like, my character here was supposed to be in, Tatsunoko versus Capcom, but just... What? Like, she was cut from the final game, I think? But... yeah, I think I'll make this last match for this game here, just because we do have to move on to another game, but... The Power Stone games are just really, really, like... Definitely cult classics. I also apologize for picking, like, the broken-ass boss character here.
I mean, to be fair, I was literally gonna do it and then forgot how to, so...
What, pick the boss characters? Yeah. It's literally just,
No,
like,
I know it's
moving
off the... Yeah,
screen.
no, I know, I realized that after the fact. So, I mean, either way, one of us is gonna end up as him anyway.
Yeah. That's just a normal-ass attack there. And that's a super. Yeah, do you have any last thoughts on Power Stone?
I mean, no, I mean, I know we've played a lot of it, even off camera, like, because it's one of the games that you really like, so it's like, well, we've hung out a lot, we've just played this game a lot in general.
Yeah, this or 2. 2's like a lot more, like, even kind of cooperative in a way. Like...
Oh, the one with the... Yeah, I know the one you
Yeah.
now, yeah.
There's a secret in this stage here, you can, like, throw someone through this, like, bar, like, stand here. There's actually an in-game achievement for that there.
Of course there is.
But, yeah. I don't know what... Okay.
Sure.
I don't know what that super was, like, trying to do there, but... Let's move on to the second game that we were going to talk about here, while we stare at Volgas's ugly head there. The second game we're going to play is a game called Plasma Sword Nightmare of Bilstein. Outside of, like, Marvel 2, if you, like, you probably would have never freaking heard of this game before.
This one, yeah, no, I don't think so.
I want to actually play the intro from arcade mode. Power Stone is a really iconic intro as well, but like, I don't know how to describe it, but they just went way, way hard on like a lot of these intros back in the day.
Star Gladiator, Episode 2.
Also, yeah, this is the second game in the Star Gladiator series too, so...
Battle with the Fourth Empire. A new level of peace and harmony has spread throughout the world. However, that battle was only a prelude. Now, the war begins.
Like... You can tell that this was very much, like, Capcom wanted to make a Star Wars game at this point. I think that was also the, like, from what I could tell, I think that was the intention, but they just couldn't get the rights to it last minute or something. And they were pushing freaking hard with what they could get away with as far as, like...
Yeah, to what's, like,
yeah,
close to? Yeah, no, 100%.
like, that logo as well.
Nightmare of Bilstein.
Just exiting so I can go back in the versus mode of this here, but... Like, this game pushes hard on what they could really, like, probably get away with as far as being, like, a Star Wars copy, but, like, a pretty damn good one, all things considered. I'll be Hayato, I guess, just because, like... You know, he's like the Luke Skywalker of this game, but... So, this is like... This is a pretty early 3D fighting game in this. I think this might actually... Well, besides Alpha 3, I think this is, like, the oldest...
The earlier one out of this bunch of them?
Yeah, I think this is, like, actually the oldest, like, game in this collection, not counting Alpha 3. But there's a lot of, like, riz to this game. I don't know if that's something people say
Yeah,
much here.
depends on the generation, I guess.
Yeah, like, there's a lot to this one in a way, like you have regular supers like that, you have intense, like, plasma fields here, which can also really level the playing field here. If my character Hayato seems a little familiar here, he's actually in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, so that... It's kind of where I was at least somewhat familiar with him from. That puts new meaning to the term vector shot first. But yeah, no, it's... I can't really even describe it in a way. This just... It still feels, like, good to play. Like, I don't even really find... Like, it's a very early weapon fighter, almost kind of Soul Calibur-like in a way, but I feel like it's faster than a Soul Calibur, or at least... Or probably close to it, I would say. Yeah, it has a lot of just kind of neat characters here. I think most of the bottom characters are basically clones of, like, whoever they are on the top, basically. There's just some weird-ass character designs in this game, too, but,
Which, I mean, arguably makes sense, because, like, I can at least kind of see where they're coming from with some of them, like, especially with the Star Wars-themed thing.
Yeah.
Because it's, like, some of the alien stuff completely kind of makes sense, too.
I mean,
so
this... I'll be get off, I guess. This is
the fucking...
Chewy. This is as close to Chewy as it freaking gets.
I was gonna say more of a rank war, but... Either or. There's some creature that... Maybe it's a rank war, I'm thinking.
I would have said either Wookiee or Ewok or something. I don't... Mainly if there's, like, characters outside of, like, from, like, the shows, the newer shows.
No, I just don't like the rank war is, like, one of the big, bulky, like, four-legged ones. This, like, I think they use as more of, like... I don't think they use it as, like, a vehicle, but it's, like, more of, like, a...
Okay.
Enemy thing, I think. Maybe I'm vastly wrong and not thinking the right thing either, but to be fair, I don't know a lot about Star Wars, so...
I think that can, like, auto-combo, or, like, combo into some other attack there, but... Yeah, it's like, as primitive as this game looks in a way, like, it's surprisingly still, like, a ridiculous amount of fun to play in a way. Like, I think the... Like, this is kind of going back to what I said during Bloody Roar, was, like... I miss this weird era of, like, early 3D fighting games that had, like, a lot of weird jank to them, but, like... You know... I can't really describe it, like, a lot of them just... There was a fun factor to these kinds of games, basically. There's a certain fun factor that you don't really get from a lot of games nowadays, and I'm guessing it's probably a case of, like, you know, stuff was probably a lot cheaper or quicker to make back in the...
Yes, but also I feel like
days.
there were, like, a lot more, like... Not less kind of, like, safeguarded, but, like, more experimental stuff, too. Because it was, like, they don't have the weird thing now where, like, most people are, like, if a game does well, then obviously they're going to make a sequel because money reasons and whatever. Like, I feel like they didn't have a lot of that, so they were just kind of, like, more willing to, like, step out of the box and try a bunch of different stuff, too.
Yeah. Just friggin' Wookiee noises over this guy. I think Geralt is, like, supposed to be, like, the Han Solo of this game, I think.
Okay, the thing I'm thinking of looks nothing like the thing I'm thinking of. Cool. Love that.
Okay. Fair enough, I guess.
Round one. Fight.
I could be wrong. I want to say that, like, Elle and June are, like, seen as, like, the top-tier characters in this game. If I'm not one shot by a freaking boss character here. I mean, it's their stupid ring thrower ability that's kind of the thing that makes them as busted as they are, because, again, this
yeah,
is...
especially with the distance attack like that.
Yeah. Ow. Or no, actually I got that, wow. Yeah, see, that's what I mean, it's like whenever you can pull, like, a comeback like that, you know? Yeah, I think it's the distance attack, their normals are pretty fast. Not stupid BS like that, although Bill Shine's far from the stupidest character in this game, I can tell you that for free. Oh, man. Of course, that whiffed twice there, but... Ow.
Round 3. Fight.
Yeah, there's just not much you can really do against that ring thrower, basically. And then... Although it didn't even look like half of those looked like they were even hitting, but I mean, that's just an automated super there. Yeah. You should have tried a little bit harder. I'm gonna show the two really, really stupid freaking characters here. Oh, you actually got... Wow, I think this is actually another, like, in-game achievement here is for getting small with that potion. I once tried that for, like, 10 minutes and couldn't get that one time.
I don't know how I did, so...
Yeah, I think I got it already, but, like, yeah, I think that is... Like, I think it's a random... Maybe it's for either... Maybe it's that or growing big or something. I don't really remember. Ryan, I think, is meant to be, like, secret hidden boss type character and is ridiculously broken as a result of that.
Yeah, because I think that's the busted one that I played as before.
Usually, yeah.
I played this.
Because of this?
Yes! Yeah, no, this is definitely the one, yeah.
Look at how much damage that did. I was hoping that would have finished that, but, like, still, that did...
A lot.
Half your life bar in one hit. Maybe it's growing big, that's the secret thing there. Wow, even with that super, I wasn't able to actually
I don't
do that.
understand how.
I couldn't hit you!
Well, I mean, to be fair, I was timing, so...
Yeah. That can hit you, though.
That can.
Got out of that one there. It's great haste for you there.
Round 3.
I wasn't even trying to do that super there,
That's
but
the
sure.
other one that I've used quite a lot of him to do.
Yeah.
I love it, like nothing in the health bar disappeared there.
Yeah.
That one makes real sense. Or maybe I was also looking at my own health bar, which could have been
I mean, maybe. I was laughing more at the fact that, like, the big meat, like, it did, like, the separate big meteor back there.
I was also probably staring at my own health bar, too.
Plasma power is nothing to fear. Yeah. Alright. Kaede is, like, probably my favorite character in this game, but she is so stupid in so many other ways, like... She's a funny character, but her moves are really, really, really stupid, though. That's a projectile that doesn't look like it would hit you there, and then
Oh, this. Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say, which is the one that does like the whack-a-mole? But that just answered my question.
Yeah. Ow. Oh, damn. I don't even know what super I was just using there, actually. Huh.
Round 2. Fight.
Yeah, I think both Kaede and Ryan, I think, are meant to be, like, secret characters, like, hidden bosses in the arcade mode. Like, normally you wouldn't be able to play as them. I don't know if you could play as them in, like, the Dreamcast version or not. Maybe. I know this collection added them to this here. Wow, I sucked at that one there.
Or I'm just getting better at whack-a-mole. For all you know.
It's a tough super to land. Kaede also has, like, one of her, like, she has, like, a command grab that can combo into that there. But, yeah, Plasma Sword's really awesome, though, too. I think this game is genuinely really, really cool. Let's move on to the last game we're covering for this, like, video here, which is another 3D game that also similarly has a lot of cool stuff going for it. This game, Power Stone 2 and CVS 2, I guess maybe because they knew these were kind of like the three big hitters. These versions actually got entirely brand new remixes here. Like, they remixed the entire soundtracks for these games, which is really awesome. So if you're familiar with Project Justice by any stretch of the imagination, then you might be wondering what the music you're hearing is, but, yeah, I do personally really like the remix soundtrack, but, yeah, no, these games are really, really awesome. I'm gonna start with a team of randoms here. Okay. Let's see how this goes here. Basically, yeah, fighting game based on, like, you know, groups of high schools around Japan and whatnot. It's a really, really unique premise for this kind of game. Has an art style. I know I might catch some flack when I say this, but I think this art style has aged very well by all accounts. Like, I know I'm saying this, and yes, I'm talking like a game from the year 2000, I think, when this came out. If not 2001, I think this game came out in 2000. I'm pretty sure.
Or somewhere around there. At
Yeah.
least, anyway.
Oh, you used the whole party for that there. It was like... I forgot. Super's really, really funny. Really good for a support there, because it gives you, like, max, like, party gauge and everything, but it's... Come on, let's do that. Oh, that was a lucky comeback there. Yeah, it's just a really, really awesome 3D fighter. It's... Initially, I was kind of thinking this might have played, like, almost like Tekken in a way, but, like, I feel like, other than the fact they're 3D fighting games, I feel like that's where the similarities end. Like, it's just a... It really is just kind of its own beast in of itself, you know? Go back to the chairperson, I guess. God, I can't get, like, close to you here. How did your... I'm face palming that entire time that happened there. I get that you used a triple move there, but still.
I feel like that was just blatant overkill at that point.
Yeah. I'll pick the characters I like now then. Roy and let's take Kyosuke here. Definitely not original with the characters I like in this game at all, but I don't know, playing on the Riverbed stage again, I guess.
Round 1, fight!
Yeah, you're not getting that chance off today this time here. But yeah, this was... Project Justice, or like, the first game in the series was called Rival Schools, and, Project Justice feels like you wouldn't ever get a name like that nowadays, where it's like, you have such a radically different name than the first game.
Yeah, from the first game.
And, like, you would probably never see something like that nowadays. Like,
rarely, I would think.
The only other time I can...
Weird, like, exceptions or something.
The only other time I can think of where something like that happened, and this is more in a movie case, is, how, like, one of the Army of Darkness movies was called Evil Dead. Sorry, one of the Evil Dead movies was called Army of Darkness.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sorry, I got the two mixed up there.
No, I was gonna say, I knew it was one or the other, I just wasn't sure
Yeah,
in what order.
I think it was Evil Dead 2 was randomly called Army of Darkness, I think because they wanted it to appeal more, like, to others, or, like... But, yeah, no, I don't think that really impacted this game in a way, but, like, it also was a ridiculously freaking niche IP to begin with.
Yeah, so it's not like it would be effectively something like that anyway.
And that's a shame, because, like, these games have so much, like, cool shit going for them, too. Like, you know, Akira's probably best known for appearing in Street Fighter V as, like, one of the later DLC characters, but, like, there's just a lot of really cool... Hold on, I'm making sure... Well, the stage says random. I'll make sure it's set to... We got a new rooftop. Let's see what you're going with off the bat. You really like throwing final boss characters on your team here, I'm seeing.
It's fun for me.
You also just want synchronized swimming on your team as well there.
I mean, purely just because the super is funny, nothing else.
It is, yeah. I mean,
or that.
That one's also funny. I know that wasn't what you were talking about.
No,
there.
I know that's not the one I'm talking about for reference, but...
The song also goes so hard, too. This whole game's soundtrack is so peak. I know you can't really hear because the TV volume's a bit low right now, but... On one hand, I really would love if they ever made another one of these games, but I hate saying I don't feel like it's likely, but, like, the director of this left Capcom, like, in the last, like, year or two, I think. It was the same guy who also directed, like, I think he was mostly known for, like, Devil May Cry and Dragon's Dogma, I think. Like, the same guy who did these games did those as well.
Oh, okay, gotcha, yeah.
And, it was like, I read an interview that, like, after Dragon's Dogma 2 wrapped up or whatever was when he left Capcom or whatever, which was probably around the same time that this came out, I think. This collection, so... Yeah, no, let's not do anything like that. You can, like, try and, like, instigate the combos to get out of that. And also, yes, Batsu has the same voice actor as Link does. What's there? I can get Team Supers there. I'm gonna unleash a big fireball anyway there. But yeah, no, these games are just really, really awesome there. Where's the other good stage? I mean, a lot of these stages are really, really cool. Yeah, the Saiyan Girls High School, I think, has probably my favorite song in the game. That's definitely one I want to hear here. I'll throw Tiffany and Brandon as well, why not? Okay, it's mostly mirror match here. There's slight differences with Akira and Power Akira, like, I think they have, like, slightly different combo potential and everything, but... This is one of those songs that I think got, like, way better in the remix soundtrack. There's some... I was listening to, like... there's some songs I can take it or leave it in the remix. There's some that I can take it or leave it that I like better in...
The original?
Yeah, this is one I think that just sounds way better in the remake, and it's a song that, like, again, it's a niche game that got a re-release last year that has, like, a new soundtrack, you know, it's like, people... People know what this is, you know, I'd be, one, surprised, but also, like... Damn it! Damn it! I think you're already attacking me. I don't think you need to hit that any more than you are here. Ow. Have fun, you're in the school yearbook. Snap, 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 snap. God, talk about brutal there. Get freaking arrested for abuse at that point. God, I love this song so much. Oh, if using Tiffany, it'll be the... I tend to use Tiffany a lot much, but There's also just like a lot of really cool like air combos and stuff you can do in this game as well here, so... Ah, shoot. This is a stupid freaking, like, team-up attack here, you just... Ow. Ah, damn it. I literally was trying to break out of that. That was a pretty stupid way to end that, but fair enough, I guess.
I feel like considering where we started versus this, there's stupider that we've come across, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's freaking just see, like, I'll just show Nagor's, like, move that we didn't get to see there. That's the thing, though, is, like, maybe it was starting with the stupidest of ideas off, but, like, I also think this is just better, though, than, like, Bloody Roar is good, but, like, this is definitely better than, like, Dong Dong and, like...
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
You know, where are you? There you are. Or Nagare, sorry. Sorry, I need to demonstrate this move here.
Especially now that I mentioned the specific one.
Yeah, this is another great song here too. What move is it? Not that. Yeah,
one.
yeah. I just don't remember exactly how to.
I want to say it's like the Max Super, but I don't.
This.
This is specifically the one I was talking about, yes. The way they stop the fight for a whole 10-second synchronized dance routine.
Oh, that is such a great thing there. But yeah, no, I really do. Capcom Fighting Collection 2 as a whole, though, I mean, like, I said this before, but any other year, I mean, like, I rank this as, like, my favorite, like, retro game release last year, and like I feel like any other year that didn't have like Kirby Air Riders, this probably could have easily been my game of the year. Donkey Kong Bonanza was pretty great last year too, though, I can't deny that, but yeah, no, this is just a really, really like awesome collection. Has some just great pieces of artwork as well. The games are all, other than like Fighting Evolution, like the games are all like really, really top tier quality things in this. Yeah. With all that being said, do you have any like thoughts on this?
I mean, not overly that we haven't already
Yeah.
said exactly, but you know.
Fair enough. So join us back here next week for whatever the hell we're playing on Mr. Game here. Probably do a couple more, like, maybe not today, but like
yeah,
more,
another
like,
day.
Mr. Game versus things here, and yeah, we'll kind of take it from there. So join us back here next time and we'll tackle something. I don't know what it will be, but we'll find something here. Thanks everyone for watching. I've been Masterstarman, and we'll see you guys for that then. Have yourselves a great day, and peace out.